everyone, and welcome back to Streaming Green. This time, we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We know we spent a lot of time talking about the state of our planet and each of our impacts.
And with that, we've talked about some ways that you can reduce your own impact. And if we can all take little steps, it can make a big change.
We want to recognize that we know not everything is your fault, and these issues shouldn't be entirely yours to bear. As a matter of fact, so much of the problem is that sustainability isn't institutional. It isn't a standard, which makes it much harder for you to have the biggest and best solutions to these problems.
So in this video, we think it's really important to cover the big problem, corporate and political involvement. I'm sure a lot of us know that certain companies produce crazy amounts of pollution when trying to cut corners on costs, which is super harmful. Just 100 companies produce 71% of global emissions, and most of it is coming from coal, oil, or energy emissions, even though there are alternatives like biofuels ready for us. We understand that alternative fuels are becoming a big concern associated with their costs, but it's important to know that gasoline, something that most of us use on a daily basis, is actually highly subsidized. We could simply do the same thing to biofuels as we phase out gasoline.
Corporate pollution is a big problem, but it even trickles all the way down to, say, the average paper usage of the company, which uses way more paper than an individual would hope to use in a lifetime. And sometimes these companies don't even recycle, which increases the problem even more. Think about it. How much paper goes through you from the banks and doctor's office? Now also think about how they have to keep that paperwork from you and everyone else they work for. And for those companies that haven't gone paperless, think about the massive papers they have to use to keep all that.
It even comes down to the store's decision to use plastic packaging in their products, which you then have to buy. It's not impossible to go zero waste, but it may as well be with how integrated wastefulness is in our society.
In this day and age, it's practically impossible to get everything you need without any sort of plastic, and affordably at that. It's just how it's provided to us. We have little control over what those businesses make or how they pollute in the process.
And yeah, you can choose to stop shopping at certain places that do those things, but when a lot of companies are woven into our necessities based on their prices and availability, people can really be trapped and forced to overlook the practices of those businesses.
It's not just business though, it's also part of how our government is run. It can be really hard to get by today without a personal vehicle due to the quality of public transportation and the fast pace of our society. We also can't control our water policies or recycling processes without going through those governmental avenues.
So that's why we think that the most important thing that you can do, and probably the least intensive thing that you can do to make a huge difference in the way we treat our planet, is to use your voice. When you're already doing research for your local or national elections, you can vote for people who will keep businesses in check, or who will improve transportation and waste policies, or who can even reduce waste by implementing policies that redirect it. For example, we can use the waste heat produced by nuclear energy and use it to heat homes rather than producing additional electricity to heat those homes.
You can even call those representatives from the comfort of your own home and let them know that it's something that you care about. And even though we don't exactly vote for our businesses, there are ways that we can vote with our wallets. Businesses pay close attention to what makes them money, so if we can incentivize sustainability, they will always move towards those changes. We have the technology already, it's just a matter of implementation and getting it started.
The shirt I'm wearing is actually an example of businesses providing an easy alternative. The Sun Devil Campus Store at ASU sells shirts made partially from recycled bottles. It's just as soft as, and even in the same price range as the other shirts they sell. So when it's done right, sustainability should let you go about your day as normal rather than being a burden.
And that concludes our crash course with sustainability. If you're still interested in more information, check out the links in each video and maybe do some of your own research.
Thanks everyone. We hope you enjoyed Streaming Green.